That's
Yes.
right, Mike Recker, what's up? And we are sitting here with
Parish Smith, one half of the legendary rap group EPMD.
EPMD.
Yes. Great to be here.
EPMD. Listen, 50 years.
Yes.
We're celebrating it. They tried to say that this wasn't going to last, and
That's
here we
correct.
are.
Right.
What does it mean to you right now? 50
Well,
years.
It means a lot to me because then all the work that we put in the 35, 36 years that we were putting in the work, it paid off. So the work wasn't done for nothing. Because as many people that you do have here, there's many passed away that put in a great effort. So from the Bugs area, from our area, from the generations of even back with Mr. Magic,
Mr.
Super
Magic.
Magic, World
Mr.
Premiere.
Magic.
That's all that we was trying to get. But while we was getting that 1 hour, the rest of the world was like, this is trash music, it's never gonna last. And that's what sparked the motivation to just keep, putting out those great classics.
Absolutely.
I kind of felt too, where we are now, that I'm happy that there was a resistance about the rhymes in the beginning, because the longer you put the pressure on something not to happen, when the cap blew off the top, man, it was all over. It was on everybody's music. Pop artists, the rock artists, and everything else. I remember
commercials, the movies.
I remember I remember when your song first played and Molly first let that joint rip on the Mr. Magic show.
Yes.
And it was like we were playing Please Listen to My Demo and Jane and all that.
Right.
It was like a whole other thing, and you brought a different sound to the game. You and Eric brought a different sound to the game.
Right.
How did it feel to come and be different from everybody else at that time?
Well, that was the whole point. Everybody had to sound different than the next person. Nobody was trying to sound like the same, because then you would not get a look. Back there, they called that biting. You break
Absolutely.
your shit, or like you're a copycat. So when you went in the studio and when you approached it, in order to get the approval from a Big Daddy Kane, from a Rakim, from a Slick Rick, from the Dougie Freshes and the Bismarcky, rest in peace, you had to bring something to the table equivalent or better than what they was actually doing. And it wasn't you who judged yourself. They was the one when you seen them at a show, like, yo, that was dope.
The irony is you couldn't sound like now. I think with the labels trying to find if this is hitting, then let's sign 5 more of these.
Exactly.
Like you couldn't do.
There's
that
a lot of
then.
copycats
Right.
now.
There's a lot of copycats now because everybody's trying to shoot for the sure shot. You know what I mean?
But the difference was we knew as artists what we was going to do and what we wasn't going to
and you
do.
were clear of who you were.
So we didn't do it so it wouldn't happen. Like there was if you was caught biting back there.
He was dead. You wasn't going to even get around because somebody would say, "Nah, you sound too much like so and so."
Exactly.
I don't need to play you now.
Right. So what you tried to do was get an exclusive lyric that another artist would sample, and if somebody sampled you in your new album, that would be like, oh, okay, so you have the respect. And then it was up to you.
Personality too. I had the pleasure of being on the road with you. Doing Buffalo when I was at
You was
Def
on the
Jam.
road with the.
Yeah, I was.
I bet he was cutting up.
Def Jam, and we did Buffalo, Rochester. I think we did Cleveland. And at the time, Craig Mack was your roadie. Was the roadie?
Yeah, definitely. We had that big
And
spaceship
Craig
tour
Mack's record
bus.
wasn't even out yet.
Right.
You guys have put a lot of people on. Name some of the artists that used to work for you. I mean, because you had one side, the Hit Squad, and Def Squad.
Yeah. But most of them started with the Hit Squad. Like you had Craig Mack, who comes from Brentwood, Das Effects. Okay, we met
Das
them
Effects was
at
on
an
tour.
MC battle on our 3rd album, Business as Usual. Redman, we met at Club Sensation because MC Light couldn't make a show, so Bismarck called us up.
Wow.
Boom, in Jersey. And then Solo, the same thing. He was like
Solo.
neighborhood. People knew him, thought he was a dope
Hey,
MC.
Solo, your mom's is in my business. My business.
So then that's how it just started with the squads and putting the squads together.
I love the fact that you guys were all touring together because, they did that with the R&B groups too. I'd like to see that come back. It just seems like there needs to be more unity amongst rappers.
Well, the way it's looking right now, like we've been doing some pretty big things out there, and the reception has been great on a level like when we first started.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these places, the energy is up now.
And the power is in numbers. The power were in all of us being uniquely all right with each other before it got to a point where they turned each other against each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody turned each other against. We turned each other against each other, and then we all ended up standing alone. instead of really working together. I think the best thing about this Hip Hop 50 is that we're realizing how important each one of us were then.
Yes.
And how much more important it is to continue that same kind of energy when we get ready to celebrate the 51st
Right.
correct.
anniversary of hip hop.
That's correct. And we spend so much time apart through over the years, like you said, that now when we catching up, you get to say all the stuff that you was thinking about all those years.
That
'cause
you
we've been home.
never had opportunity
Right.
to
See,
say.
Chuck, chill out. You know they know
Chuck
each other
Chill
for a
Out's
minute.
over here throwing
Chuck
pillows.
was something else. I'm trying to tell you. Like when I was going to school in New Haven, Chuck came pick me up with MC Light, Audio 2. Yo,
Real
Flex
story.
Flex was carrying the records at the time.
real
Wow.
He couldn't make it, so I just went with just me, MC Light, and we went out there and got
Shut
busy
it
in
down.
Massachusetts.
How crazy is that?
That was Chuck. Came pick
Real
me up
life.
from the school.
Real life.
Listen, we're celebrating.
Looking out for us.
Yeah.
Real
50
life.
years of hip hop.
50 years of hip hop, from the B-boys to the B-girls to the breakdancing, all right, to the DJs, to the
graffiti, all
MCs, the great, the graffitis, the 5 elements. Hip hop has been here for so many years, but now it's just basically getting its just due.
Finally. I'm Bugsy
Salute.
Buggs. Good to be here with Hot 97 and
Yes.
WBLS. JusNik, come on. Parish Smith.
Yes, Parish Smith
Bugs
from
the mic
EMPD.
wrecker. We here, hip hop forever. 50, baby.
Yeah, that's correct. 50 more. You got to chill.